Alright, so I think I can finally finish the discussion of the stuff that I think makes me unique. And that little short clip that I posted a few moments ago was about how I went out to pay my rent, and all of a sudden it starts pouring like really, really bad. And I'm like, it was only drizzling. It had been thundering and whatnot all day. And then the moment that I'm out, like about to hop in my car, that's when all hell breaks loose. And I'm like, man, whatever. You know, I usually walk to the office to pay this thing, but I actually had to drive, especially given how sick I am. So that got under my skin. Normally, I don't mind the rain, but in a situation like today, I just do. So anyways, so the next thing that I meant to say when I started filming this was at work. I feel that something that makes me unique is that although I don't like what I'm doing, I find a way to inject my passion into it. It's like, just because it's not my ideal job or just because it's boring, I'm going to be depressed by it or not enjoy it in any way. I just see the positive stuff. I just see the solution to things. So hopefully someday I will be able to pursue what I really like and then make my way out of there. But for now, it is what I have, and it's not really a bad place, but it's not the one for me. So I'm working on getting to the place that's the one for me. Additionally, while we're talking about work, but really this applies to anything, is I never stop learning. It's like I just like to be introduced to something, and if I'm ignorant at it, expand my knowledge as much as I can. That's why all of a sudden you guys may see from time to time that I discuss something political. I don't like politics, but they're important because they affect the way my life manifests. And, laws apply to everybody. So just because I dislike it doesn't mean that I should impair myself from learning. And even the stuff that I know a lot of stuff about, there's still something that I can learn. So I never become arrogant about, ooh, I know a lot, I'm really smart, so I don't need to study. You'll never hear me say that. I will own it when I am ignorant, and if you are knowledgeable, I will praise you for it. When it comes to relationships, I am one of those people who is loyal to the end. And it's really hard to find someone who genuinely means loyalty to the end, because you will meet a lot of people who talk about their relationships and they're like, oh yeah, I stand by my man or whatever. But at the end of the day, they don't do it. So I think that is actually as much of a unique and honorable trait that it is when it takes place during unhealthy times. That is a big downfall. Because, for instance, I personally have tolerated abuse, and abuse is never okay, especially coming from someone who mutters love to you. So that is something that I would like to work on, to be able to set myself free from circumstances like that. But like in my family, I have a lot of folks who it's like, with your family it's hard because you cannot really break up with them because you will always be tied because of blood. But at the same time, if you don't get along, you don't have to feel forced to stay there. So yeah, that's something that I hope I can overcome. Additionally, my traumas made me a better person and not weak. So I think that is another trait that's noteworthy for me to state, because not a lot of people can do that. A lot of people stay down, or they accept defeat pretty much, and I'm not like that. I say, okay, that happened to me, it sucked, it hurt a lot, but I don't stay depressed, you know. It's okay to feel down for maybe a day or two. Some things can haunt you for years, but at least as long as it doesn't keep you from being a good person, as long as it doesn't make you miserable and thus you attempt to make other people's lives miserable, you're fine. I have met people who they're miserable in their lives, they see me happy, and they try to take me down. Never ever let that happen, you guys. So let's not let that be a unique trait for a select few. That's just something that I encourage everybody to just have and dominate. My degree of intelligence may not be that of a scholar, but at least I can brag about having common sense. I'll leave it at that. And then another thing that's strange about me, and I hope that I can explain this, by strange I mean unique, is that I don't focus on long-term goals. And really the best way I can describe this as is my goals are daily, and I welcome whatever may come every day. I'm not hell-bent on having ambitions, not because they are hard to attain and I'm afraid that if I don't fulfill them, I'm a failure. Like, say that my goal was to own I don't know, to make it simple, a $10 million home. By this I mean it has the cool features of modern homes. Like, I'm not going to base my decisions and enslave myself to working and missing out on opportunities and making sacrifices just so that I get that. Because ultimately, that's not going to fulfill me. If I were in my deathbed, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to say, dang it, I should have really taken those extra hours at the office so that I could afford it. I could have maybe afforded this home a little sooner. Guarantee you it doesn't work like that. And finally, to conclude this, I just have optimistic thoughts. For a long time, I did struggle with happiness. I felt down for a long time. But although I was down for a long time, I still knew how to have fun. But I'm just happy that presently, even though my life is still challenging, I still have fun, I still enjoy myself, I still smile, and people still tell me that they love me, and I'm able to make others smile as well. That gives me such a great fulfilling feeling that no material good that I can ever want is going to outweigh that. Just trust me. Alright, you guys, I made it. I'm about to start coughing, so I will conclude this. Let me know whatever you thought. If you can relate to any of this, I love to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.